Ladies and gentlemen, let us all stand for the playing of the national anthem. The game. We give you the starting lineup. In the starting lineup, we'll announce who are national players and who are national youth experience. St. Andrew's Big Parish Stars in the goal, Jason Belfon, a national player. Alec Andal, national player. Number 16. Number 6, Chema, played at the national youth level. Number 15, Ovin Smith, played at the national level. Number 8, Ray Alexander, played at the national level. Number 14, Alden Millet, played at the youth level. Number 13, Stefan Abraham, played at the national level. Number 21, Neil Rennie, played at the youth level. Number 18, Jamil Rocasa, played at the youth level. Number 10, Cedric Lewis, played at the national level. And number 9, Darren Bodo, played at the national level. Number 20, Chad Mark, the captain at national level. National level. Number 2, Michael Mark, played at the national level. You have number 15, Karen Monroe. Number 3, Tevin Grant. Number 6, Brady Charles, national youth level. Leon Braveboy, number 21, national level. Number 17, DeAndre Smith, national youth level. Number 14, Jose McIntosh at the national youth level. Number 24, Tyler Lewis at the national youth level. And number 11, Stephen Whiteman at the national level. The team is coached by Jelani Glean. Your referees this afternoon, in the middle, Junior Cyrus. He's assisted by Alison Phillip, Clement Alexander, photo official Dwight Andrews. This afternoon, match commissioner Sylvan Chan. Fimba Charles.
Good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to the semi-final round, the money round, so to speak, in the Pure Grenada Cup 2020. We're about to witness semi-final one, and to bring you the live commentary is none other than Robert Samuel the First and myself, Leslie Smith. We're delighted to bring it to you wherever you are as we see kickoff in this, the first of two encounters. The first game would feature St. Andrews Big Parish Stars and the Crown City Strikers from St. Patrick's. The Big Parish Stars are in the blue and white, and the Crown City Strikers in the green and white. We pick it up very early in this game. This is expected to be a very exciting encounter. The road to the semi-finals, the Big Parish Stars would have played two games, 1-1, draw 1. They won a 1-1 draw against St. George's Royal Cannons, and they defeated the St. John's Dolphins 3-0. On the way to the semi-finals for the Crown City Strikers, they would have played 3 games, 1-2, lost 1, ended up with 6 points. They defeated the under-17 team 4-0, and St. David's top strikers 7-0. They went down to the St. Mark's Western Stars 2-0. Robbie, an interesting build-up to this tournament. Your expectations of what we can expect, what the fans can expect in this very exciting encounter?
Well, I expect a highly competitive game dominated by the midfield of both teams. We have seen the struggles of the Crown City Strikers on top. Their strikers have not clicked as yet, even though playing 3 games. As a matter of fact, out of the 11 goals scored, the strikers have only scored 2. Keno Alexander came up the bench in the game against St. David and scored 1, and Rickson Philip also scored 1 in that game.
The other goal scorers is actually Karen Monroe, who is the top goal scorer with 3 goals.
And he's a defender.
And then we have Leon Braveboy with 2 goals, Brady Charles with 2, and Chad Mark with 2.
All midfielders. So again, the dominance is going to come from the midfield. Look at St. Andrew. Their leading goal scorer, their striker, Darren Muru, scoring 3 goals in 2 games. 1 in the game against the Cannons. As a matter of fact, came off the bench in that game and scored the equalizer added on time. 90 minutes already passed. And then scoring 2 against the Dolphins. Man, he threw away
a penalty.
Yes, he threw a chance to get a hat trick.
But I see an interesting situation in the lineup for the Big Parish Stars today, in the sense that they've started with both Cedric Lewis and Darren Mudu.
Good move.
So the intention is clear here by Coach Jake Rennie to look for early goals.
Yes.
And to play a more offensive brand of football as well.
But we see Leon Braveboy is back in the middle for the big Crown City Strikers.
Yes.
Likewise, Chad Mark, the talisman, he is back. So let's see.
Chad Mark was a notable absence from the last game in the preliminary round.
Yes.
And I know some of the fans were inquiring why he was not in the lineup. He was not even in the squad altogether. But we're happy to see Chad Mark. Chad Mark with some national experience as well. And there will be quite a number of national caps on show here today, so we expect maybe a better brand of football, I would think. Notwithstanding, we've seen some very good brand from the St. Andrews Big Parish Stars in the preliminary rounds.
And the U17.
I can tell you, Jason Belfon has 38 caps. Irvin Smith has 36 caps. And then we have Cedric Lewis with 19 caps from the St. Andrews Big Parish Stars. So. And we also have Stephen Abraham with 6 caps. So they also have some players who would have had some national experience in the past, like Alec Andel, who's the captain, who would have played national football. So too would be Jamil Rocastle, I think it is. At the youth level, he would have played some as well. So quite some experience within the Big Parish Stars.
Yes, they have a nice mixture.
And then for the Crown City Strikers, we have some national caps there as well. With Stephen Whiteman, he has played national football. So too is Chad Mark. So too is Michael Mark.
Leon Braveboy. And then quite a number of them have played youth national level. For example, we have Tyler Lewis, Jose McIntosh, Brady Charles has played at the youth level. And so too is Joe Max Wildman, who is in goal for them. So a lot of national experience on showcase here this evening. And we expect that the teams will live up to that expectation, and we will see very good quality football. Some branded, including manager Carl Lander, he branded as a SAS versus McDonald College, and he says they're going to win because they have won the football at
the collegiate level
4 consecutive years
with those 2 teams.
Yep.
So the coach for the Big Parish Stars, Jake Rennie, and the coach for the Crown City Strikers, Jelani Glean. The officials for today, Junior Cyrus is the man in charge, and he's assisted by Alison Phillip and Clement Alexander. And the 4th official,
Dwight Andrews. The referee's assessor, Fimber Charles. And the stage is set for what should be a very exciting encounter. And that's goalkeeper Jason Belfon there for the Big Parish Stars, looking to move the play quickly down the left-hand side. Cedric Lewis would have to use a lot of his speed and strength and maybe play closer with Darren Mudu and see how they can apply some pressure to the back line of the Crown City Strikers.
Joe Max Wildman is yet to concede a goal in this tournament. Remember, the 2 goals conceded was against Wavell Benjamin. Belfon has conceded 1 goal in their opener against the Cannons. So it will be a test of the goalkeepers here tonight.
Joe Max did not play in the 3rd game for the Crown City Strikers.
No.
So he has a clean sheet from 2 games. Some soggy conditions, Robbie. We had some showers today on maybe 2 occasions. Certain parts of the city been flooded out as well. So we see some soggy conditions to the far left here, the left side for the Big Parish Stars. And for those of you who are very familiar with the Kirani James National Stadium, the Big Parish Stars, they are defending the goal towards the Cherry Hill side. And the Crown City Strikers are defending the goal towards the city end.
Offside.
An offside call here against the Big Parish Stars. Referee Cyrus. Top of things in the early stages. Crown City Strikers down the right-hand side with a potentially dangerous move here, but Belfon equal to the task and avoiding any signs of danger whatsoever. Early, Robbie, we see the Big Parish Stars, a lot of the attack is focused on that left-hand side. Cross comes in here, cross ball for Crown City Strikers. Looking here for Brady Charles. Brady Charles with 2 goals in the tournament so far. Some good hustle here by the Big Parish Stars, putting Crown City under some pressure in the early stages here. Alec Andel, the skipper for Big Parish Stars. So, Robbie, I would love to see the coordination between the 2 top strikers there for the Big Parish Stars. Are they going to play 2 up front? Are they going to play 1 behind the other, like a 9 and 10 situation? We yet to see what is the real intent for Coach Jake Rennie with how he's going to use those 2 very potent strikers and how effective that would be as well.
Well, it comes down to the midfielders, the Stefan Abraham, the Earl and Millett, in terms of their service to the strikers, to determine how the strikers are going to play.
And we mentioned earlier that Joshua Isaac, who plays an offensive midfield, he's actually on the bench, and he has made a very good impact. As a matter of fact, we gave him man of the match in one of the games.
Yes.
And so the bench looks pretty strong for the Big Parish Stars with Chad Phillip, Joshua Isaac, Maitland, Pear. Montel Joseph is also on the bench.
Good to see Montel back after missing the last game.
So a lot of power on the bench as well for the Big Parish Stars. It's a winner-take-all here, so to speak, Robbie. Win and go home at this stage is the money end of the tournament. So there must be a winner here this evening.
Cedric Lewis hasn't really clicked in the tournament, but what a better time to strike in the semi-finals.
Maybe it's the most opportune time for him here. Good play by the Big Parish Stars inside of the penalty area. The shot comes in, it's low, and a bad miss by goalkeeper Joe Max William. And look at the goal scorer, Darren Mudu on the spot, picking up the loose ball, Robbie. Strikers love it that way. Easy touching.
Yep, always there for the second ball. Good goal by Darren Mudu. Goal in the 10th minute. So Darren Mudu continues his lucky streak. 3 consecutive games that he has scored now, 4 goals.
And when you're in that rich vein of scoring, Robbie, it just goes from game to game. And we're going to speak later on of Rickson Julian, who is also in a very rich vein of scoring. But Darren Mudu on top of the score sheet and putting his team 1 goal up to 0 as the Big Parish Stars leads this one in the 10th minute of play. 1 goal to 0 against the Crown City strikers from St. Patrick's.
Good support there by Mood. I mean, the coach.
But a bad miss indeed by goalkeeper Joe Max Williams.
Yes.
Wildman, sorry.
The coaches always encourage the strikers to look for that second ball. Good use there by Darren Modu. Scored against the Cannons. Scored 2 against the Dolphins, and now 1. Look at the replay. But I mean, as much as the goalkeeper made his mistake, there were sufficient centre backs in the box to cover him, and he should have been better protected.
Well, I think they expected him to make that take. It was not a difficult one for Joe Max Wildman, and the expectation was that he should have really covered that cleanly. A bad miss indeed by Joe Max. And we were just commenting that he had a clean sheet in the tournament so far. Is that a case of the commentator's curse, Ravi?
could also be the conditions, you know. I mean, the wet field, wet ball.
Quite frankly, I would not excuse Joe Max Wildman on this one, Ravi. I thought it was a rudimentary save for him to make, and he would have himself to blame for that. And hopefully his team can rebound from that situation.
Yeah, I mean, they have enough time.
So it's early stages in this one, the first of 2 semi-final encounters. This first one here features the Big Parish Stars, who has played undefeated so far in their 2 games, winning 1, drawing 1. And the Crown City Strikers, who have lost 1, won 2, and coming second in their group, and coming up against the top winner in Group B, which is the Big Parish Stars. Maybe not the best or most ideal condition for football, Robbie, with some soggy patches on the field, but nonetheless, we've seen the ball moving nicely along the turf, along the surface. Sedgwick Lewis pulling wide on the left-hand side, and if you look, Darren Mood is just outside of the D.
Yeah.
So we expect maybe the midfield would follow Sedgwick Lewis and still get that ball into
Mudu.
So it's a lot for the defense of the Crown City Strikers to contend with. Having to focus on Sedgwick Lewis on the left-hand side or maybe the right, and still have a double focus on Darren Mood in the middle with his goal-scoring prowess that he has as well.
And remember, the back line of St. Patrick have not really been tested throughout the tournament. Yes, they lost 2-0 against St. Mark, but who else they played against? They played against the top strikers, they played against the U17. So one competitive game per se. So this is going to be another test for them and a chance for them to show their worth. Would have loved to see probably a Lister James rather than a Tyler Lewis in the back, giving Monroe more freedom to move. I mean, that's the reason why he got his 3 goals, because he has gotten that free movement. You saw the last game, once he has been just there at a centre back position, it's not the same. It's not the same effect.
So a corner for Big Parish Stars. Penalty box not been packed with too many Big Parish Stars at this time. We see a lot of green shirts in there. The likes of Sedgwick Lewis. Corner to be taken by Neil Rennie. He's going to use the left foot to curl this one towards the goalkeeper. Let's see what sort of a set play Jake Rennie has put together with his team. Towards the front post, low and hard, not difficult for the defense to clear here. They tussle for the ball here. Mark maybe a little bit too much on that one, but it's a quick play down the left-hand side by Crown City Strikers. Clean take here by the defense. That's Ray Alexander. And maybe the Andrew Smith thought he was fouled in the process, but it was ball, ball, kick play ball. As we see here now, clean tackle here by Ray Alexander.
So Monroe, he came forward there for the corner. Has to now sprint back to his position, centre back position. I'm a bit surprised to see the water settled on the fields, but normally this field is known for its good drainage.
Yeah, and maybe the current pandemic situation may not have allowed for maybe the best level of preparation for the field, but we have not been accustomed to seeing water puddles or muddy areas on this sort of a sand-based outfield that we have here. So maybe it's an opportunity for the ground staff to look at the situation and see how best they can remedy for maybe future tournaments.
Seen a good matchup there between DeAndre Smith and Ray Alexander. It happened on the left and now it continued on the right. As a matter of fact, despite the fact that Ray is playing for St. Andrew, Ray is actually from St. Patrick originally. So the players might be familiar with each other. It's always good for good sporting competition. Friendly rivalry.
St. Patrick's would be under some pressure to find that equalizer. Remember, it's a semi-final. There must be a winner here, so they would have to press on to see if they could find that equalizing goal.
And they are yet to win a game being a goal down.
But they're enjoying a fair amount of possession at this time. That's Brady Charles. Has scored 2 goals in the tournament so far. Looking for the combination here. Referee in the way, obviously, it's obstruction now.
This is where Brady is most dangerous. Just outside the big box. Free kick. Remember, he scored. He scored against the U17. Brilliant free kick. Why was the ball handed back to St. Patrick just to be kicked away?
Because the new rule is that once the referee gets in the way and prevents the pass from being made, the ball should be dropped. St. Patrick's opting to give it back to St. Andrews on that occasion. But they were in possession of the ball when it actually struck the referee. Charles again looking to find his man in the middle who comes rushing in, but Mark is there to make the timely clearance. Big Parish Stars looking to settle into a nice rhythm. Cedric Charles having to pull deep into his own half to find the ball. The experienced Belfon with 38 caps. Had a stint in Trinidad and Tobago as well, Robbie.
Also had a stint in the USL in the States.
So we see here the movements between the Lewis and the Mudu. Mudu is now on to the left-hand side. Lewis is on the inside. And those kinds of plays really upsets the rhythm of the defense.
Yes.
So the plan of Jake Rennie is obvious here. To create confusion for the Crown City defenders, having those 2 powerful strikers up front, opting to rest Joshua Isaac of the starting lineup. And so far it has paid good dividends for him. His team is leading 1-0.
And that's always a good option to know that you have these 2 quality strikers on top and still the likes of a Joshua Isaac on the bench. Grant is down.
That's the second time we see Grant down for the match. Seems to have received a very strong tackle there.
It wasn't that hard of a challenge. So it might be an old injury, just aggravated there by that little knock. It's not going to stop him from continuing.
Robbie, Stefan Abraham had a very good game the last outing the Big Parish Stars had. And we've seen him featured on a few occasions so far. But he's one of the guys we expect to do a lot of the work in the midfield for the Big Parish Stars.
Yes, he is. And what kind of pressure to bear by the 20-year-old? Nice, promising midfielder, creative midfielder, has what it takes to dominate this game.
A chance here for the Crown City Strikers, but good solid defense by the Big Parish Stars here, avoiding any danger whatsoever, and looking now for a Cedric Lewis or a Darren Mudu down the left-hand side, I'm having to contend with some slippery surface and not being able to collect the pass. Grant on the left back here for Crown City Strikers, looking to thread this ball through, being able to find his man, and a bad pass by the Crown City Strikers. Looking here again for Mudu, finds Mudu, Mudu treads it nicely forward to the onrushing midfielder here, who crosses it back. What a good combination and goal here. Sergio Lewis gets on the score list, and it's 2-0 in favor of the Big Parish Stars. Good build-up, Robbie, good play, good goal.
Everything went just right for the Big Parish Stars, and Crown City, I think they have it to deal with right now, Smitty. 2-0 down.
So the two strikers being played here by Jake Rennie, proving to reap great dividends for his teams. Both strikers on the score sheet. The second goal in the 21st minute of play by Cedric Lewis, and Big Parish Stars leads this one 2-0.
As I said before, they have never won being down by a goal, far less even 2 goals.
But it was a great pass. I think it was first of all by Mudu, who found Jamil Rocastle overlapping on the right hand side, and Rocastle laid it back perfectly towards the penalty spot, found a free Cedric Lewis, who had no option, no choice whatsoever, but just to tap it across the goal line.
Too often we see Rocastle being overlooked, but he is a quality player, and he has had his impact on this game. He has had his hand in both goals.
Good goal indeed here by the Big Parish Stars. We're just in the 22nd minute of play. It's already 2-0. And the defense of the Crown City Strikers is really, really tested here this afternoon. And some gaps already been identified, resulting in 2 goals.
St. Patrick have what it takes to get that rebound. I mean, when you look at their midfield, Stephen Whiteman, Jose McIntosh, Chad Mark, they have the players. We're going to see the first yellow card.
First yellow card to be issued.
And Jose McIntosh in the 23rd minute. It was a late challenge.
And referees are very, very strict about late challenges here. And obviously, you'll be penalized for that. Referee Junior Cyrus in charge, making his presence felt. We can say, Robbie, the quality of football is not all that bad today. It's much improved from some of the previous games we saw. And we mentioned earlier there are quite a number of ex-national players and current national players on the field of play. Good move again here, looking for Rocastle on the right-hand side. Rocastle not making a perfect cross on this occasion. Not troubling Joe Max Wildman by any means. And again, some moho was identified on the right-hand side. So Joe Max Wildman would have his work cut out for him, with Rocastle overlapping frequently down that right-hand side, and I'm sure, contrary to how Big Parish Stars were looking to attack down that left-hand side in the early portions of the first half, they might want to reconsider that and look towards Rocastle along the right-hand side.
Well, Rocastle versus Grant has been a mismatch so far. Rocastle has been involved in both goals. He assisted the second goal, and it was a rebounded, one of his shots, a rebounded shot from the first one, that gave Mudu the first goal. He's trouble. And as I said, he's always overlooked. For whatever reason, they overlook him. Probably comes across as very unassuming as well. But very good start by Big Parish Stars.
So what Jelani Glade would have to do, Robbie, in my opinion, is make that assessment that we're making here. Grant is having a tough time against Rocastle. So either he gets his left back to provide his left midfield, to provide some support to Grant, or switch Grant around and put somebody else in that position, because the 2 goals, as you've indicated, came through that area.
Yeah, if you have to switch anybody, it might be Tyler Lewis, but then Tyler Lewis to play left back and Grant to play right back.
Or maybe
But
maybe
it's
an early
easy.
substitution too.
Well,
That's an
probably.
option. That's an option.
But it's easy if you switch Grant. On the other side, it's easy for the opposing coach to say, all right, Rocastle, you switch as well.
So that's the option that Jake Rennie would have as well, because they could look for wherever the weak point is and work that
Capitalize
weak
on
point.
it. Yep.
So it's a game of tacticians here. Jake Rennie versus Jelani Glean. So far, Jake Rennie
Or as I s-
on top of things from the scoreline, from the looks of the scoreline, but it's still a lot of football to be played here, and the match can swing either way. So it's just too early to call what the overall outcome would be for this one.
what's the option of making the sub? You sub Grant, you bring in Lister James, and you play Monroe out wide where he wants to play, where he can run down the flank, get the crosses in, and even get a chance to shoot as well. Monroe is your leading goal scorer for the Crown City.
Good ball here into Mudu. Mudu looking for some possession here, but I thought he would have had a snapshot on goal. Goes down, indicating he may have been struck by the arm, the flaying arm of the defender.
That was Monroe.
But Darren Mudu really picked up a nice one there inside of the penalty area. Didn't have much support as we look back here. He did control well, cut back in nicely, but the defense here really recovered nicely to win the ball from Darren Mudu. And Mudu going down with a facial injury, it seems, from a fleeing arm. But a good move again by Big Parish Stars, a good attempt to find Mudu and been successful as well.
Based on the replay, I still didn't see what he got. I didn't see the elbow, I didn't see the arm, nothing. But who feels it knows it, right?
Referee having some words with Darren Mudu here. I'm not too sure if Mudu may have been beckoning for a call in his favor to the dissatisfaction of the referee. Robbie, most of the players from the Big Parish Stars coming from two clubs, Paradise FC and Hard Rock. Two of the clubs on the eastern side, northern and eastern side. And just one player from the Sab Spartans, who is Darren Mudu.
And Mudu also had a short stint at Paradise.
Player down again, this time is DeAndre Smith. So a little bit of disruptive play going on at the moment, Robbie, with some fouls created on either side of the half. This time we have a free kick being awarded to Crown City Strikers, and Stephen Whiteman, who seems to be the dead ball specialist, he's lined up behind this one, but the player is down.
Yeah, at Smith, he's in a lot of pain.
We look back to see what happened here.
Yeah.
So
He got kicked from behind there by Alec Andel. Yeah, he's done a lot of pain. Magic spray always helps.
yes, he's up. A little limp, but I'm sure he'll be back on to continue. So Stephen Whiteman has this free kick here. Not many big Crown City strikers up front. I'm surprised. Some of the taller players, we expected them to be up there. And Mark under some pressure, having to head this one out for a corner. But Robbie, you'd expect more Crown City striker players to be up front.
Yes, especially the taller ones like Monroe and Michael Mark. Get the 6-footers inside there.
They have another attempt at it, this time from a corner. It's again Whiteman curling towards the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper not coming off his line. Some miscommunication between the defense and the goalkeeper. And sandwiched between the defense was Chad Mark.
and not being able to make contact with the ball here, but a bad mix-up by the defense.
Yeah, no communication, and you see there, keeper Belfont telling his back line, hey, you need to do better.
But inside the 6-yard box, we expect Belfont to pick up that one. So a foul committed on Mudu here. Big Parish Stars was looking to make the quick play here, but not enough men forward.
He's having a talk with Monroe for, I guess, a more consistent fouling.
Now having a word with the skipper, Chad Mark.
That's his second warning. I guess as much if he does it a third time, he will be booked.
So let's see the set play here by the Big Parish Stars. Chip forward, looking for Mudu and Lewis. Not being able to find them. Also in the mix there was Abraham, Stefan Abraham, one of the lanky figures here for the Big Parish Stars. But a really, really telling ball been played here for Big Parish Stars.
Yeah, that ball created some trouble, but still not enough.
So Stefan Abraham who had a first look at it, and then there was Mudu backing up, but none of them been able to reach it on that occasion. And it was awarded a goal kick to the Crown City Strikers.
Crown City are yet to settle, Smithy.
They've yet to even really contest goalkeeper Belfont.
And they have the players to disturb the whole game. Brave boy, Chad Mark.
And they've scored 11 goals in the tournament so far. So they have indeed scored. But as we mentioned earlier, goals did not come from the strikers. Came from the defenders and the midfielders.
Yes.
So it tells you something from 3 games. If your strikers have not been scoring, it tells you as a coach that you need to make some adjustments to either your lineup or your strategy to be able to effect more from your strikers. On the other hand, all the goals scored by the Big Parish Stars came from the strikers,
yes,
from the Darren Mudu, the Cedric Lewis, and the Isaac. Joe Max Wildman in custodian for the goal for the Crown City Strikers. Looking to find Grant.
Yeah, Grant there being unsettled by Rocastle. Probably Green should sub Grant probably on the half, probably even now, before he concedes even more goals.
Because I think it has been recognized that Grant may be the weakest link in the back for the Crown City Strikers, and Big Parish Stars looking to send a lot of the offensive play through that side of the field. But they swing it to the left-hand side now. It's with Millet. Millet, another player who would have had some experience, at least at the youth level, national youth level. And very solid in the midfield as well.
Would love to see Crown City giving a better effort in this game, getting more possession, especially in the middle third, and creating some chances between the midfielders and the strikers, getting some shots on goal, creating a better semi-final, a more competitive one.
And I would think too that they should look to come through the left-hand side of the Big Parish Stars through Neil Rennie, who at times drifts away from his position, looking to move forward, and maybe can create some gaps at the back there. But that has not been the thinking yet for the Crown City Strikers. Easy take here for Belfont. Abraham in the midfield here for Big Parish. Swings it nicely across the final Rocastle. Rocastle having a super game so far. Maybe holding it a little bit too long, finds Abraham again. Abraham chips forward here looking for a Cedric Lewis down the right-hand side. The pass a little bit overweighted, but there again we see that's
a strategy.
That strategy and that sort of a play that offers a dummy to the defense of the Crown City Strikers.
They're targeting that left side with Grant.
And that was a nice switch there. So Rocastle went inside. Cedric Lewis pulled out and created that gap in the left back here. So the likes of Grant really couldn't
content with that play by the Big Parish Stars. That's Mudu down the left-hand side now. So they're switching from left to right. Mudu and Charles and Lewis.
And Lewis. Yeah. There's Neil Rennie.
And that is what we identified may be the weakest link in the defense of the Big Parish Stars down that left-hand side, because Rennie seems to be drifting a lot out of position, looking to be involved in the offensive play. Heavy tackle here by the slender-built Stephen Abraham. Nonetheless, the ball is in his favor.
Shoulder to shoulder.
But he had to exert a little more, because I believe he would have been the lighter of the two here in that contest.
Between him and Tyler.
So a throw in for the Big Parish Stars. They lead just about 35 minutes gone, 35 and a half minutes gone. They lead 2-0. Long throw by Rennie. Finds Abraham. The shot comes in from Darren Mudu. It's goal number 3 for the Big Parish Stars. The second for Darren Mudu in this game, and the fifth in the tournament. Good play here. Good goal by Darren Mudu.
Good finish here by Mudu. And that's his brace. This match is getting a bit out of hand for the Crown City Strikers.
I think the championship is leaving the Crown City Strikers.
They have dropped the crown.
So are we saying they're now just strikers? City Strikers?
Man, and they're not even striking. It's disappointing when you get to a big game like a semi-final, and you get in the first third of the game, a washout, 3-0. It's not the kind of score line you want to see in the semi-final for the first half.
But I always say, Robbie, football is a game of 2 halves, and so we still have the second half to go. But it was a long throw in by Neil Rennie. He found Stephen Abraham, the head of Stephen Abraham, who relayed the pass directly to Darren Mudu. He volleyed it straight home, getting his second goal in the match. And then again, it goes forward, is Cedric Lewis. But good defensive work here to read the pass and averting danger for the Crown City Strikers.
So Darren Mudu on 5 goals, still 2 goals behind Christian Julian, who is the tournament's leading goal scorer. Christian Julian from the St. Mark Western Stars has 7.
So the battle is on for the Golden Boots Award.
And both players are very consistent. Both players scoring in every game that they have played.
As a matter of fact, Christian Julian had 2 hat-tricks in the tournament.
That's right. We're going to see Julian later tonight when his team, Western Stars, they play against the Cannons.
Foul committed just outside of the penalty area here. Strong tackle this time by Ray Alexander.
See Stephen Whiteman hustling there to go across for the kick. If he's not going to kick with his left foot, then I want to see Brady Charles behind the ball.
So Whiteman is there, so too is Chad Mark. Skipper Chad Mark may want to take this one. Belfon is constructing a wall here. Looks like there's going to be a 4-man wall. And from the looks of it, it looks as though he's going to drive this one straight home.
Yes.
Let's see if Belfon will be really tested on this occasion. Not many Crown City Strikers players up front, just 4 of them. And in the midst there we have 9 Big Parish Stars. Looks to go below the wall, not been successful, but Crown City still has it. Looks forward, finds.
Good attempt.
The on-rushing Chad Mark. Good pass it was. Loop ball nicely over the defense, but Belfon to the front post right there to avoid danger, making the easy save in the end, but the intention was clear. The first real good attempt on goal by Crown City Strikers.
Yes, and I like what I saw there. Very good intent, and they got it on target. It's a keeper's decision now to make a save or not. Get it on target. He can fumble it, he can make a mistake, but get it on target. And you see what Chad Mark brings to the Crown City Striker.
As we said earlier, he already has 2 goals in the tournament playing from the midfield.
Yes.
And there again, he had an opportunity, maybe the only real opportunity for the Crown City Strikers.
I haven't seen much of Leon Braveboy in the game.
Whiteman swings this one across the field. Finds his right winger.
As Brady Charles.
Who looking to make the pass on the first touch, would only find Belfon. Poor control in the middle of the field here by the Big Parish Stars. A player down. The referee stops the play now. Calls for some medical attention. That looks like a Leon Braveboy who's down, Robbie.
Yes. But clipped on his ankle there. It's not a lot of pain.
So there we see the miscontrol here and the late tackle.
And he was the one that went in with the tackle.
It's Owen Smith there for the Big Parish Stars with the tackle. Braveboy is up. Referee again having another word here with Chad Mark, the captain for the Crown City Strikers. He's having a word with both captains, as a matter of fact. Goes into the pocketbook and issues the yellow card to Alec Andel, the captain for the Big Parish Stars, in the 41st minute of play. So that's the second card of the match, Robbie. Quite a number of fouls been committed. But I'm not too sure why it was Alec Andel who received the card when I thought it was an Owen Smith who would have committed the offense.
Well, as I said, I don't even think Owen Smith committed an offense. He stood his ground. Braveboy went in for the challenge and got the worst of it.
So it seems as though from the announcer it may have been a Ray Alexander who have been given the card. So
Ray Alexander. Well, we saw the card given to Alec.
So again, we saw a while ago Whiteman looking to loop that ball over the defense, but Crown City Strikers not moving forward in the numbers we expect them to. Been trailing 3 goals down to 0. It tells you that I think the Crown City Strikers are really lacking some striking power in this year's tournament in terms of cut-and-cut strikers up front that you can look to give service and look for goal opportunities. They move forward again, looking to put together some quick passes. Mark is there to avoid danger. Grant plays this one forward. Nice ball. Good move here as he moves into the penalty area. And a strong tackle here by Che Mark. But he did get some ball. We will look back to see what actually happened. But a good move by DeAndre Smith moving inside of the penalty area. The tackle came in here. He did get ball. And maybe a little of the player in the process, but more ball than play.
I really thought that first was a penalty, though. But look at...
And a bad miss here by the defense. Is goal number... it's off the upright. And what a bad miss it was by the defender. And also even more so by Darren Mudu with an open goal. A little pressure from the goalkeeper. And the upright, the goalkeeper's best friend here, saving the day for Crown City Strikers. So it was Michael Mark who made that bad miss there for the Crown City Strikers.
Big error there by Michael Mark.
And almost costing his team a 4th goal.
Hat-trick eludes Mudu again.
As the second time Mudu would have had an opportunity for a hat-trick in this tournament and not been able to do so.
You mentioned earlier Crown City missing to have a clinical striker. A Kate Wellington, a Denron Toko Daniel.
That's right.
Yeah, they are missing that.
And
but
both not in the lineup today.
But they're not in the squad. But you still have the Leon Braveboy who can score from distance or can score within the box. You still have the Brady Charles. You still have the Chad Mark. They're all capable of scoring.
Abraham and Lewis mix up here. Comes away with Crown City Strikers. Goes back to Grant in the left back position. Grant finds Braveboy. Some nice passes been put together here. And it's now with Whiteman who goes wide. Still with Crown City on the right-hand side. Rennie having to do some recovery work here. And this obviously must be a foul here, Robbie. A late tackle from
Neil
Rennie. And the referee's assistant picking that one up. Let me see here. He was looking to win the ball. The late tackle didn't get ball at all. Only player. And the referee's assistant on the ball here, picking that one up. And the referee making the call.
He's lucky not to get a yellow card for that late challenge, similar to the challenge that Jose McIntosh made and got himself a yellow card.
Whiteman an attempt to goal here, not a very good one, but I think the intention of play was a good one by the Big Parish, by the Crown City Strikers. But Whiteman always leaning back, that one was never going to be kept down and not really challenging the goalkeeper.
Waiting to hear a much added on time by fourth official Dwight Andrews. But Whiteman has struggled throughout this tournament, and I'm surprised that he even started.
Darren Mudu on rhythm goal again. Is he going to have a cracker? He does, but it goes wide here. He had Cedric Lewis on the far left-hand side, but opting to go for goal. And we've just been told that 3 minutes would be added on for stoppages. We're into time added on, as a matter of fact. But another opportunity goes a begging there for Darren Mudu.
But it's consistent on both his part and Cedric Lewis' part. They're constantly raiding.
So has Darren Moody reached his limit of goals in the tournament? We've not seen him gone past 2 goals. He had Cedric Lewis coming from the blind side as the cross comes in here straight into Belfront from the Crown City Strikers. Eldon Millet finds Rocastle. Back to Millet. Millet looking to find Mudu. Good defensive work by the Crown City Strikers, looking to move forward in numbers here. But the defense of the Big Parish Stars collides onto Leon Braveboy. Braveboy seems to be rather upset and bemused of the situation. Millet also involved in that, but the player who is down is actually Che Mark. As we see Mudu here now opting to go for the far side. Could have gone for the near side because the goalkeeper was somewhat towards the middle of the goal. And Cedric Lewis on rushing still couldn't pick up the loose ball from the attack.
Yeah, it was a bit too much for Lewis.
But Mudu should have obviously go for the front post, I would think, here, based on the angle that was cut out on the far side by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, go on probably hard and low on the near post.
So Che Mark is down. There was a collision of players there. There were actually 3 Big Parish Stars players there, trying to win the ball here from Leon Braveboy, and Che Mark getting the worst of the situation. We into time added on for stoppages, and Robbie, maybe we can look into the future a little bit as to what the coaches might be saying during the halftime. What do you think Jake Rennie or Jelani Glean might be saying to their players during the halftime?
Jake Rennie for sure will be pleased. Not fully satisfied, but certainly pleased. He wouldn't have not much to say, except just to encourage his guys to keep that momentum going and get it done. Meanwhile, Jelani Glean would have to do some rethinking. So the half has been blown. Jelani Glean, he will have to do some rethinking, both himself and his staff. One consideration is to move, probably sub the likes of a Tevin Grant, bring in Travis Fullington or Alistair James to add some strength to the back line. He would also have a lot of talking to do to his midfield, who have not stood up not only for their strikers, but have not given the support to the back line as well. So it's a lot for them to do. It's a lot against them, 3 goals to 0. It's a lot to overcome, but it's not impossible.
But Coach Jake Rennie and his players goes into the dressing room, the happier team, leading this one 3 goals to 0. Jelani Glean has a lot of thinking, a lot of strategies to come up with for the second half. We'll resume with second half action, but we want to leave you with the scoreline. 3 goals to 0 in favor of the Big Parish Stars. Goals scored by Darren Moody in the 10th minute, Cedric Lewis in the 21st minute, and again the brace from Darren Moody in the 36th minute of play. 3 goals to 0. Darren Moody takes his tally to 5 in the tournament so far. 2 goals behind the tournament leading goal scorer, Julian of the St. Mark's Western Stars. We'll return with more live action in the Pure Grenada Cup right here at the Kiana James Stadium. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, Hey, did you know waggy-t Bingo is now online?
Yes!
And did you also know you can win up to $10,000?
Yes!
So, have you tried it yet?
Yes!
Hey!
Sunday, October 18th.
Get ready for the 8th edition of waggy-t's Virtual Bingo! Lots of people are enjoying the fun and excitement. And this time, you can win $10,000 US. Tickets are only $10 US or 27 EC. Available from gotofet.com or numerous box offices island-wide. Still having problems signing up? Then visit the main office at Bruce Street or call 440-4646. Remember, Sunday, October 18th, the games are virtual, but the cash is real. waggy-t Virtual Bingo, the new way to play bingo.
Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, located on the Carnage, is now open daily from 10 a.m. Over 40 of your favorite slot games in a spacious and comfortable atmosphere. We're also open on Sundays from 12 noon, so check us out. Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, where winning is easy. Remember, patrons must adhere to all safety protocols.
Are you looking to rent chairs and tables? Then call waggy-t Rentals. We rent tables and chairs for any event. We have 7 different types of chairs: plastic, folding chairs, gray and white, resin white chairs, conference chairs, even Chivari chairs in gold and white. We also rent 6 feet and 8 feet rectangular folding tables, 4 feet and 5 feet round tables, and even cocktail tables. Give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. Are you looking for generators to rent? Then call waggy-t Generator Rentals. We rent a wide range of generators: 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, also 20,000, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, and 150,000. We are located in building number 6, Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. Or give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. waggy-t Generator Rentals. We are Grenada's standby power people. Are you planning an event or looking to rent tents? Then call the tent experts at waggy-t Tent Rentals. We rent tents for all occasions. Tents in different colors, styles, and 25 different sizes, from as little as 10 by 10 to as large as 100 by 40. Call us at 439-TENT. That's 439-8368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. We are Grenada's tent people.
Hey, did you know waggy-t Bingo is now online?
Yes!
And did you also know you can win up to $10,000?
Yes!
So, have you tried it yet?
Yes! Hey! Sunday, October 18th.
Get ready for the 8th edition of waggy-t's Virtual Bingo! Lots of people are enjoying the fun and excitement. And this time, you can win $10,000 US. Tickets are only $10 US or 27 EC. Available from gotofet.com or numerous box offices island-wide. Still having problems signing up? Then visit the main office at Bruce Street or call 440-4646. Remember, Sunday, October 18th, the games are virtual, but the cash is real. waggy-t Virtual Bingo, the new way to play bingo.
Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, located on the Carnage, is now open daily from 10 a.m. Over 40 of your favorite slot games in a spacious and comfortable atmosphere. We're also open on Sundays from 12 noon, so check us out. Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, where winning is easy. Remember, patrons must adhere to all safety protocols.
Are you looking to rent chairs and tables? Then call waggy-t Rentals. We rent tables and chairs for any event. We have 7 different types of chairs: plastic, folding chairs, gray and white, resin white chairs, conference chairs, even Chivari chairs in gold and white. We also rent 6 feet and 8 feet rectangular folding tables, 4 feet and 5 feet round tables, and even cocktail tables. Give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. Are you looking for generators to rent? Then call waggy-t Generator Rentals. We rent a wide range of generators: 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, also 20,000, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, and 150,000. We are located in building number 6, Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. Or give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Waggy-t Generator Rentals. We are Grenada's standby power people. Are you planning an event or looking to rent tents? Then call the tent experts at waggy-t Tent Rentals. We rent tents for all occasions. Tents in different colors, styles, and 25 different sizes, from as little as 10 by 10 to as large as 100 by 40. Call us at 439-TENT. That's 439-8368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. We are Grenada's tent people.
Hey, did you know waggy-t Bingo is now online?
Yes.
And did you also know you can win up to $10,000?
Yes.
So, have you tried it yet?
Yes. Hey! Sunday, October 18th.
Get ready for the 8th edition of waggy-t's Virtual Bingo. Lots of people are enjoying the fun and excitement. And this time, you can win $10,000. Tickets are only $10 or 27 EC. Available from gotofet.com or numerous box offices island-wide. Still having problems signing up? Then visit the main office at Brew Street or call 440-4646. Remember, Sunday, October 18th.
The games are virtual, but the cash is real.
waggy-t Virtual Bingo, the new way to play bingo.
Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, located on the Carnage, is now open daily from 10 a.m. Over 40 of your favorite slot games in a spacious and comfortable atmosphere. We're also open on Sundays from 12 noon, so check us out. Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, where winning is easy. Remember, patrons must adhere to all safety protocols.
Are you looking to rent chairs and tables? Then call waggy-t Rentals. We rent tables and chairs for any event. We have 7 different types of chairs: plastic, folding chairs, gray and white, resin white chairs, conference chairs, even Chivari chairs in gold and white. We also rent 6 feet and 8 feet rectangular folding tables, 4 feet and 5 feet round tables, and even cocktail tables. Give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. Are you looking for generators to rent? Then call waggy-t Generator Rentals. We rent a wide range of generators: 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, also 20,000, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, and 150,000. We are located in building number 6, Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. Or give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Waggy-t Generator Rentals. We are Grenada's standby power people. Are you planning an event or looking to rent tents? Then call the tent experts at waggy-t Tent Rentals. We rent tents for all occasions. Tents in different colors, styles, and 25 different sizes, from as little as 10 by 10 to as large as 100 by 40. Call us at 439-TENT. That's 439-8368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. We are Grenada's tent people.
Hey, did you know waggy-t Bingo is now online?
Yes.
And did you also know you can win up to $10,000?
Yes.
So, have you tried it yet?
Yes. Hey! Sunday, October 18th.
Get ready for the 8th edition of waggy-t's Virtual Bingo. Lots of people are enjoying the fun and excitement. And this time, you can win $10,000 US dollars. Tickets are only 10 US dollars or 27 EC. Available from gotofet.com or numerous box offices island-wide. Still having problems signing up? Then visit the main office at Bruce Street or call 440-4646. Remember, Sunday, October 18th, the games are virtual, but the cash is real. Waggy-t Virtual Bingo, the new way to play bingo.
Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, located on the Carnage, is now open daily from 10 a.m. Over 40 of your favorite slot games in a spacious and comfortable atmosphere. We're also open on Sundays from 12 noon, so check us out. Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, where winning is easy. Remember, patrons must adhere to all safety protocols.
Are you looking to rent chairs and tables? Then call waggy-t Rentals. We rent tables and chairs for any event. We have 7 different types of chairs: plastic, folding chairs, gray and white, resin white chairs, conference chairs, even Chivari chairs in gold and white. We also rent 6 feet and 8 feet rectangular folding tables, 4 feet and 5 feet round tables, and even cocktail tables. Give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. Are you looking for generators to rent? Then call waggy-t Generator Rentals. We rent a wide range of generators: 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, also 20,000, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, and 150,000. We are located in building number 6, Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. Or give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Waggy-t Generator Rentals. We are Grenada's standby power people. Are you planning an event or looking to rent tents? Then call the tent experts at waggy-t Tent Rentals. We rent tents for all occasions. Tents in different colors, styles, and 25 different sizes, from as little as 10 by 10 to as large as 100 by 40. Call us at 439-TENT. That's 439-8368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. We are Grenada's tent people.
Hey, did you know Waggy-t Bingo is now online?
Yes.
And did you also know you can win up to $10,000?
Yes.
So, have you tried it yet?
Yes. Hey! Sunday, October 18th.
Get ready for the 8th edition of Waggy-t's Virtual Bingo. Lots of people are enjoying the fun and excitement. And this time, you can win $10,000. Tickets are only 10 US dollars or 27 EC. Available from gotofet.com or numerous box offices island-wide. Still having problems signing up? Then visit the main office at Bruce Street or call 440-4646. Remember, Sunday, October 18th, the games are virtual, but the cash is real. Waggy-t Virtual Bingo, the new way to play bingo.
We're back to the Kiwani James National Stadium for second half action in the first of 2 semi-finals in the Pure Grenada Cup 2020.
And to bring you the live commentary again is none other than Robert Samuel the First and myself, Leslie Smith. We bring you the news that the score is 3-0 in favor of the Big Parish Stars. Goals scored from the boot of Darren Moodoo in the 10th and 36th minute, and 1 from Cedra Lewis. The first half been dominated by the Big Parish Stars, Robbie, and I'm sure Coach Jelani Glean would have had a lot to say during the halftime interval. And let's see who comes out running for the second half.
Yeah, and surprisingly, he made no changes to the starting 11. Is he satisfied with the starting 11 performance? Or does he expect to make the changes that he desires? Let's see. But they have to give a better account of themselves in this half.
Definitely so, because we didn't see much of a striking power from the Crown City strikers in the first half. And we're hoping that the talking and the strategies discussed during the halftime interval, we will see much more of that from the Crown City strikers. The Big Parish Stars defending the goal towards the city end, and the Crown City strikers now defending the goal towards the Cherry end. A shot comes in here from the Big Parish Stars, wide of the upright, and you can see the intention is already clear. Although they're leading 3-0, the offensive attacks continue on the defense of the Crown City strikers.
Yeah, they're still hungry for more goals, and it's not going to stop until what? 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, who knows? But they are not satisfied, and they are sending a message not only to the Big Parish Star, to the Crown City Stars, but they are also sending a message to whoever wins that second game, whether it's the Cannons or the Western Stars. Hey, look out for St. Andrew.
I have my own predictions for the second semi-finals as well, but we see Big Parish Stars coming on the right-hand side and looking to find a Cedra Lewis in the middle. The pass is not a good one. But interestingly, Robbie, we still see a Tevin Grant in the left-back position for the Crown City strikers. And obviously, we saw a couple of the attacks already coming through at the right side for the Big Parish Stars.
They're going to target him. If you're scoring most of your goals through plays on that side, they're going to target him in the second half. Likewise, another kink in the armor is Michael Mark at the back. He's not had a good first half, so it's not good for Coach Glean to have poor performances from 2 out of 4 of his defenders.
Michael Mark has national experience to come for him as well, but not showing much of that today. Skipper Alec Andel very comfortable in the back. Some soggy conditions in the right back position. Grant finding his man here, brave boy. Some passes strong to get a tackle from behind.
Clumsy there by Owen Smith. But remember, in terms of defensive options on the bench for the Crown City strikers, they have Lister James on the bench, and they have Travis Fullington also on the bench. So they have options. A push from behind it caused him to make a missed kick.
Referee Junior Cyrus is assisted by Alison Phillip, Clement Alexander, and the fourth official today is Dwight Andrews.
Referee Cyrus has been pretty much in charge of the game so far, Smitty.
And one of the better referees during the tournament, I would think, Robbie.
I believe he's the best. Best I've seen in this
tournament. Always in control of the game and always consistent with his calls as well.
Yes.
Looking for Darren Moodoo here. This time he comes away with Neil Rennie, who always moves forward from that left back position. Still has it as Neil Rennie, maybe trying to do too much and having to check back on defense now, but it's Millett who has it here for Big Parish Stars. Moodoo looking for support. Pass maybe a little bit too strong and stretching to get it here, looking to maybe push it forward as well. Joe Max Wyland, custodian in goal for the Crown City strikers. Been involved in the first goal was Joe Max, not making the clean take, and good move here for Crown City strikers, an attempt from goal here. Now let's see what happens. Has a shot on goal from an acute angle, and that was DeAndre Smith, and maybe not the best option here, Robbie.
Well, I'm really disappointed because if you want to stop the ball there, it's either you're shooting far post or you're making a square pass for on-rushing striker. No way I would have thought that he'd have done that.
But in fairness to him, you notice he stopped the ball, he looked up. Maybe he didn't see any of his colleagues coming forward and opted to go to goal from that very acute angle that was also closed off by the left defender.
You hold it. You hold it up and you wait for help.
Well, DeAndre Smith was going for glory on that occasion.
I mean, it's obviously the frustration of the 3-0 deficit is getting to the players. You have a whole half. St. Andrews scored their 3 in a half. You have a whole half to respond. Keep your composure. Keep your calm. It could happen. But you got to play.
Patrick's Crown City Strikers looking a little bit with more purpose than we saw in the first half so far, in the early runnings of the second half. Enjoying a fair amount of possession and stringing together some nice passes as well. Late tackle here, but referee Cyrus right on the spot. Whiteman looking to thread this one forward. Leon Braveboy doing a lot with the ball here now. Gets past 1-2, looking to go past a third, unable to do so. And it is Millet who looks to find Mudu. Mudu is looking for Lewis, can't find Lewis, and goes back to Millet. And Millet is being contested here with by two Crown City players and wins himself a throw. But you can see a lot more purpose and aggression from the Crown City Strikers in the second half so far.
Yes, they are. But this is the difference between both teams. The dominance of the St. Andrew midfield. The link between Millet and Abraham, they are dominating the midfield. And if Crown City can't respond to that, well, they're going to lose. But they are showing better intent in this half.
And what is also noticeable is that Abraham always has options. Look at him here with the ball. Has maybe more than one option of who to pass the ball to. But Crown City Strikers looking to the skipper to come forward here with Whiteman now. Whiteman looking to slip that one forward. But the defense is always, the forwards is always lagging behind. He was looking for Jose McIntosh on that occasion. But the pass may be a little bit too much ahead of him. Poor first touch here by Rennie. Millet admitting to the fall on this occasion. Fall on Leon Braveboy. So Braveboy, as the yellow card has been dished out here to Eldon Millet. And he would have received that in the 53rd minute of play. And that would have been, I think, the third yellow card in the match so far.
Yes. It's one to Alec Andel, one to Jose McIntosh, and now one to Eldon Millet. I agree it was a foul. I thought it was a bit harsh to give him a yellow card, though.
Well, Millet actually admitted to it by, putting the hands up.
Yeah, it's a foul, but yellow card, I think, a bit harsh.
Yeah. Chip forward here by Crown City Strikers, only to find the heads of the Big Parish Stars. Millet involved in the attack here, trying to find Mudu. Mudu having some difficulty keeping that one on field. And it's going to be a throw in here for Crown City Strikers. A lot of pressure being exerted by Crown City Strikers now, but they need to get the pressure in the offensive third of play and look for some strikers or some unrushing midfielders to see if they can find a comeback goal, a consolation goal, so to speak.
Good hustling there by Cedra Lewis. Double substitution being made by St. Andrew. Out goes number 21. Number 21 is Neil Rennie. And in comes number 11, Kevin Maitland. That's in the 55th minute. And then number 18 replaces number 17. So Rocastle goes out.
And Doral Pear comes in.
And Pear comes in.
So remember, teams are allowed 5 substitutions, but they have 3 occasions to do so. So as we've seen in the tournament so far, a lot of double and triple substitutions have been taking place. And on this occasion, a double substitution by the Big Parish Stars.
Would you have sub Rocastle?
Rocastle had a pretty decent first half.
Wonderful first half.
And maybe it's just to offer a fresh look to the Crown City Strikers.
2 substitutions
Big Parish Stars.
So Pierre making the pass forward here. Cedric Lewis comes over with it, looking to make the cross on the first touch and earns a corner for his team.
Rob Castle had an assist in the first half. He had a shot on goal, which the rebound gave you the opening goal. And at least I would have given some more minutes. Sub by Crown City Strikers. Number 19, Kino Alexander. He replaces number 3, Kevin Grant.
So Grant didn't have the best of games today, Robbie. And Jelani Glean maybe not wanting to sub him at the halftime interval, doing so at this point in time. So Grant goes out. He was a weak link in the back, as we identified on the left-hand side. And let's see what Kino Alexander can do as a replacement for Grant.
But Kino is a striker, so I'm curious to see who leaves the midfield and goes to the back line.
Good build-up here by Big Parish Stars. The shot comes, a double take, and it's a goal here. Cedric Lewis it is, his second goal of the match in the 57th minute of play. And the Big Parish Stars goes up by another goal. They're 4-0 in this encounter. And the Big Parish sending a clear message here. The Crown City Strikers in disarray. No answer to the goals. A deflection of the defender. And it's goal number 4.
A deflection of Jose McIntosh. Rather unfortunate there for Jose. Trying his best to defend the goal. No fault of his own. These things do happen. But they are down 4-0.
And that was his second attempt on goal. Remember, there was a first attempt that ricocheted off one of the defenders, and Cedric Lewis picking it up and having that snapshot on goal. The deflection beating the keeper on his line. Goal number 4 for the Big Parish Stars. Maybe, Robbie, we're seeing the sunset for the Crown City Strikers.
Their last rites are being read to them.
We're still in the 58th minute of play, so there's quite a lot of time remaining in this one. We don't really want to write them off, but from the looks of things, it's going to be a tremendous effort to come from 4 goals down and to win this one for the Crown City Strikers. But the field is rectangular, the ball is wrong, it's 11v11.
Yeah, but 4-0 down, Smitty. That's our uphill climb. I'm still trying to identify who is that player that Coach Glean has placed at the back. I'm wondering if it's not Jose McIntosh. You realize from the time Grant went out, McIntosh has dropped back.
And again, it's at the left side of the Crown City Strikers where the corner was conceded and resulted in the goal eventually.
And based on form, I would say that Jose McIntosh is a better attacking option than Kino Alexander. But let's see. I mean, the coach, he knows his players better than you and I. Let's see what happens. And
more pressure has been applied down that left-hand side for Crown City Strikers, the right-hand side for the Big Parish Stars. Nice takedown here by Maitland. Maitland looks pretty decent here. Some good touches. Not a good pass, though.
He was looking for the 1-2 play with Mudu, but I think none of the strikers read the play, but good move there by Maitland.
Very hopeful ball here, being played by Crown City Strikers, looking to find the left winger here. And not well directed on this occasion.
It must be hard for former players of the Crown City Strikers, looking at where they are right now. 4-0 down.
Cedric, unnecessary here by Belfon. Maybe taking too much time on the ball here and having to make a rush clearance and giving the ball away to a Crown City striker who had a good attempt on goal here, and Belfon having to retract and make a very brilliant save to not concede a goal here.
Very confident goalkeeper, and sometimes he's a bit too confident and leads to situations like this.
Well, that could have also been a call for offside. There was a player of the St. Patrick's Crown City Strikers inside of the 6-yard box that actually collided with Belfon. So only it was a shot on goal. The obstruction could have been picked up by the referee's assistant. But a good recovery save by Belfon.
But he really put himself under some unnecessary pressure
Unnecessary.
there. Maybe they're just comfortable with their 4-0 cushion at the moment, and some lapses in concentration.
Good to see a smile on Chad Mark's face still. I mean, being down 4-0 and still being able to smile.
End of October, November, December. Waggy-t Super Knockout from the 31st to the 12th.
So it's the Partygrenada Cup here at the Kiran James National Stadium, downtown Spice capital, and it's coming to you through TNR Communications. 4-0 in favor of the Big Parish Stars against the Crown City Strikers. It's semi-final 1 of 2 to be played tonight. The second semi-final game would feature the Western Stars from St. Mark's against the Royal Cannons from St. George's. And I'm sure they're going through their warm-up paces now. And you, the fans, are anticipating an exciting clash between those two football giants. So 2 goals from Cedric Lewis, 2 goals from Darren Mudu. The Strikers have really come to the party today, Robbie.
Yeah, I mean, they have proven their selection. Both strikers scored a brace so far.
Easy take here for Belfon of the corner. And it's the first time we've seen the two of them starting together in the tournament. And it has really borne good fruits here for Coach Jake Rennie.
Imagine the likes of Joshua Isaac is still on the bench. Akesa Klein still on the bench. So it's not easy sailing for the Crown City Strikers. Because the substitutes are just as capable.
As a matter of fact, some of the substitutes have started in earlier games in the tournament, so the bench is really strong. That's the Big Parish Stars. As they look to come down that right-hand side again, looking for Abraham, but he's been robbed of the ball here. Crown City Strikers coming forward here, maybe lacking numbers, having to deal with 3 defenders from the Big Parish Stars. Darrell Pear looking for Lewis. Some tough tackling here, tough play by Big Parish Stars, but it is still with Whiteman here for Crown City Strikers. Maitland looking for Millard, looking for Cedric Lewis here. Late tackle here from Maitland on skipper Chad Mark. Maitland would have to be careful, just come into the field here, and already the lead tackle.
That might also save him, you know, his first foul of the game. Not the worst. Referee might just have a little chat with him and he's good.
So let's see what Crown City Strikers comes up with on this occasion. Finds the head of his play here, and that is Kino Alexander, but no real challenge on the goal. Belfon have only been tested maybe on 1 or 2 occasions.
Yeah, he has pretty much had an easy game so far.
The very experienced Belfon with 38 national caps.
Belfon only conceding 1 goal in the tournament so far. That goal came against the Cannons, a team that they might play against in the final.
So looking for possession in the middle of the field here, but it comes away with Crown City. Good move inside here and ups to go for goal, looking to make the shot to the left of goalkeeper Belfon, but a very intelligent save from Belfon here, but a good move indeed from
Chad Mark
from the midfield. But Belfon coming up trumps here.
That's his second shot on goal. You saw the headers in the first half. Again, is a Chad Mark who's creating that stir for the Crown City Strikers. Free kick to St. Patrick. Brave boy asking for the quick play, but again I say give it to Brady Charles. Let him try. He has scored from that distance.
So moments ago we were saying that Belfon wasn't tested so much in the game, and Chad Mark really weaving his way through the defense and opting to go for the left-hand side of Belfon. Belfon coming up with a brilliant save. But it's still not too clear for the Big Parish Stars, as we see a free kick to be taken by Monroe. Kieran Monroe is lined up behind this one. So too is Brady Charles, but Charles takes it and it's wide of the upright. But the intention is clear to go towards the front V.
Yes, good power. Just a bit misdirected.
So we see a lot more purpose, as we were saying, Robbie, from St. Patrick's Ground City Strikers in the second half. We didn't see all that amount of aggression from them in the first half. So whatever Coach Glean would have said to them during the halftime interval had an impact on them, and they came out with more purpose in the second half.
Yes, they have. Though conceding a goal, they have shown better intent in this half. That's not what Coach Glean would want to see. Just brought on Keno Alexander, and there he's struggling with his hamstring, right hamstring. Let's hope he can continue. Substitution, double substitution by St. Andrew.
So Darren Mudu would be substituted, and he will be replaced by Joshua Isaac. So Mudu goes out having scored 2 goals, one in the 10th minute and one in the 36th minute. Takes his tally to 5 in the tournament so far. And the second substitution, Alden Millet, goes out. And the player coming in is Montel Joseph. So Montel Joseph was not on the squad for the last game of the Big Parish Stars, but he's here himself and Joshua Isaac getting their piece of the cake, so to speak. Alden Millet, not featured too heavily in this game. He comes out, and the goal scoring machine, Darren Mudu, also has been given some rest.
And it makes the pressure on St. Patrick no easier. First shot there by Isaac.
Given away easily here to Abraham. Montel Joseph looking to make the pass here. Abraham with it, but a foul committed on Smith.
Look at that pairing. The pairing of Abraham and Millet. Now you have the pairing of Abraham and Joseph, just as deadly spitting.
And then you have Isaac with Lewis up front. So it's some very good combination here by Jake Rennie. Some very good players to have to manage on the field of play. And from the looks of it, obviously the Big Parish Stars has a better team on the paper as well.
While previewing the semi-finals, we spoke about the structure of the Big Parish. Another triple substitution. 10 for 11. Number 10, Quan Baptiste, comes in, and Stephen Whiteman goes out. It's in the 69th minute.
So that's an offensive move here by Coach Jelani Glean.
See Rickson, Phillip, and Travis Fullerton waiting for their turn. Number 8, Travis Fullerton. He comes in to replace Keno Alexander, who came on as a sub earlier,
but was showing some signs of injury.
And then DeAndre Smith is replaced by Rickson Phillip. So DeAndre Smith, number 17, out, and in comes number 7, Rickson Phillip.
So 4 substitutions in total been made by Crown City Strikers now. A triple substitution on this occasion, as the whistle goes to indicate maybe an offside by Cedric Lewis. So Jelani Glean looking for his options here, looking for some fresh legs as well to offer something different.
and something maybe more effective against the back lineup of the Big Parish Stars.
I feel it for Glean because you just brought on Keno. Keno came on in the 56th minute, and look, we're in the 78th minute and he's already off.
He did go down with what appears to be a hamstring injury.
Yes.
So maybe he's unable to continue. But that is what Coach Jelani Glean has to contend with. Another strong tackle by Smith. Doesn't seem to be in agreement with the referee's call, but it did look like a strong tackle. Cross comes in here. And some strong defensive work by the Big Parish Stars. Abraham has it, looks to chip it forward. Finds Isaac. Good combination here, but maybe the pass not well directed. The last pass not well directed. Crown City Strikers really looking for at least one goal in this encounter. They're trailing 4 goals to 0.
See that Glean is also playing Travis Fullerton on top, and Fullerton played in the back line in the last game against the St. Mark Western Stars.
Well, I guess his intention is not to be too defensive at the moment and exploring all of his offensive options. Another substitution by the Big Parish Stars. This time it's Stefan Abraham who comes out and Travis Rennie goes in.
So that's the final substitution there made by Big Parish Stars.
With just about 18 minutes left in this encounter. So Travis Rennie would get his
red card
being issued on the bench of the Crown City Strikers. It appears as though the players on the bench are having some tough words out there, Robbie. Red card, we're not sure who's the player. We will update you momentarily as to who actually received the red card on the bench of the Crown City Strikers. So they're really falling apart here now, maybe the Crown City Strikers. Having been 4 goals down, and a red card just been issued to a player on the bench. It tells you that all is not well in the camp for Crown City Strikers.
Yeah, the frustration of the 4-0 down is getting to them.
So they play a little bit ragged now as a number of substitutions have been made, and maybe both teams looking to get accustomed to the new players on the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a substitution for Big Parish Stars.
So we've seen all the substitutions already been made by the Big Parish Stars, but so far only 4 substitutions have been made by the Crown City Strikers. So they still have an option for at least another player, but that is Maitland. Loves to carry the ball is Maitland. Inside of the penalty area, Mark it is who makes a timely challenge here and averts the danger here. That's Michael Mark. But we see Maitland carrying the ball quite a lot of confidence in his skill and himself, Robbie.
Yeah, but if he passes early and get more of his players involved, it could create some goals. Holds it a bit too much.
Dorrell Pay on the right-hand side. Good ball forward. The cross comes in now looking for Montel Joseph, who gets it, lays it back. That could be goal number 5. Sergio Lewis had a cracker, but good defensive work to avoid the danger here. Could have been goal number 5 easily, but good thinking here by Montel George.
Yes, very good. Very good playing there by Montel. We know of the danger that he brings. Creative midfielder.
But also, what was quite noticeable was the number of Big Parish Stars players inside of the penalty area.
Dominated the penalty area.
So mix up here again between the defender and the goalkeeper.
But Belfont comes away with it and makes the clearance. Some poor communication there. Cedric Lewis falling back deeply, gets between the two players nice. He gets around a third and plays it wide here now. Chip comes in over the defense and a miss here by Isaac, Joshua Isaac. Maybe being dominated by the defender somewhat, but he was in a very good goal scoring position, Robbie.
But what about the miss there by the tallest defender on the field, Michael Mark?
Another attempt on goal here, again by Isaac. Isaac featured in a lot of the offensive action in the last 5 minutes or so. Michael Mark maybe missed time attempt here and almost giving away.
Almost cost a 5th goal.
So more pressure continues to be applied by Big Parish Stars. They're not going to settle for 4 goals. They're looking for 5, maybe 6.
Smithy, how good has been Cedric throughout this game?
Looked pretty sharp. He looks very strong. He has been all over the offensive area, from left to right, in the middle. Has scored 2 goals, as a matter of fact, in the 21st and the 57th minute. And maybe he's looking for the hat-trick. But shot comes in, ricochets. For a moment, I thought it came off one of the defenders, but it was just high and wide.
Yeah, it's good to see that he has regained his form, because he has struggled in the first 2 games. See referee Cyrus having a few words there, Rickson Phillip, to temper his game.
So we're into the 78th minute of play. It's 4-0 in favor of the Big Parish Stars, and this is the first of 2 semi-finals. Referee allowing the play to continue in what looked like a foul on Montel George. Montel Joseph, I beg your pardon. Crown City Strikers looking to come forward through the middle of the field. Been tackled here and losing the ball in the process. Montel Joseph plays it forward here, looking for Maitland. Maitland, who loves to carry the ball, gets past one man, finds Isaac, who has been caught in an offside position. But again, Maitland looking good, Robbie, and the combination between himself and Stephen Isaac, making the pass with the outside of the right foot here. And unfortunately, Joshua Isaac was caught in the offside position.
Very good play there between Maitland and Isaac, both coming from the Paradise Football Club. So they have that chemistry, they have that understanding. It's just unfortunate that Isaac was caught in the offside position. But
look at the ease. Look at the ease at how Maitland is walking through the defense of the Crown City Strikers.
And these are U20 players in the Smithy.
Cedric Lewis down the right-hand side, not having a good touch on this occasion. And that could have spelled a lot of danger here for Crown City Strikers.
Big Parish Stars 4, Crown City Strikers 0. Semi-final 1.
Just over 10 minutes left in this encounter in regulation time.
It's not the kind of scoreline that we would have predicted for semi-final 1, Smithy.
But what I like about it is exciting. There are goals, there are opportunities that went a begging. It's not a lackluster encounter.
But it's one-sided in terms of goals.
But nonetheless, St. Patrick's Crown City Strikers did have their moments in front of goal. I think at the end of the day, the Big Parish Stars are the better team, the stronger team. But Crown City Strikers didn't just turn up. They fought for some aspects of the game. They just couldn't match the Big Parish Stars today.
Well, they would have their consolation given the 3rd place next Saturday
It's Maitland again, who loves to carry the ball. We keep saying that. He finds on this occasion Rennie, Travis Rennie. Rennie finds Montel. Montel finds Isaac. Isaac looking to give some service to Maitland. Not on the same hymn sheet on this occasion. And Joe Max Wildman right there to pick up the loose ball. Leon Braveboy called back for defensive duties. Finds his skipper, Chad Mark. Come wide now, looking to come down that right-hand side. But have Alexander to contend with, Ray Alexander. Maitland looking to dribble his way out of defense, but having the big figure of
Juan Batiste.
Juan Batiste, who came off the bench, Robbie, on this occasion. We know Juan Batiste always have one or two extra to say or do. We have not seen him featured so much in the game so far. Lewis goes back to find Maitland. Maitland makes his play nicely. Back into Lewis. Lewis uses his speed and gets past the defender. Goalkeeper comes off his line and makes the good save here. Timely save by Joe Max Wildman. But a good move here by Big Parish Stars.
Very good move there by Satchel Lewis. And good reading of the game. He had to come, as a matter of fact, Joe Max Wildman.
He got excellent service here as we see Montel Joseph, I beg your pardon. Maybe not on his stronger foot, the left foot. But that was a good combination there between Maitland and Lewis being able to use his speed to get past two defenders.
Yes.
And Joe Max Wildman coming forward and saving the day to prevent goal number 5. And maybe the hat trick for Cedric Lewis.
Still has enough time to get that hat trick. Still has roughly, 7 minutes left in this game, plus added on.
Another substitution, the final one for the Crown City Strikers. Maybe the final one in the tournament too, Robbie. The player getting ready to go on is Francis.
Courtney Francis comes in for Brady Charles in the 83rd minute.
So Brady Charles' run seems to come to an end. He has scored 2 goals in the tournament so far. And he has been given some rest. That may be the last time we see Brady Charles in this tournament.
We might see him in the third place game.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution in the 83rd minute for St. Patrick's Crown City Strikers. Number 6, Brady Charles.
Coach Glean would have a lot of questions to answer to after this game. He made some questionable subs. He made some questionable starts. I'm certain that the final decision wasn't. Well, the final decision is his, but he must have been consulting with his assistant coach, the manager, and they really got it wrong this game.
I think he lacked the quality of players on top to really, as Juan Batiste chips this one forward here, but the heads go up. It's Mark who clears for Big Parish Stars. The shot comes in now. Not a challenging one by any means. I was making the point, Robbie, that I think Coach Glean really lacked quality strikers up front. So even though you'd have had a fair amount of good players in the midfield, he didn't have that quote-unquote deadly striker up front.
Yeah, but what about your midfielders? You get goals from them, and the majority of the goals have come from the midfield. Brady Charles, Leon Braveboy, Chad Mark have all scored 2 goals in the tournament. I kept on saying as well that the problem with them, they came from a weaker group, so they didn't get a challenge as compared to St. Andrew, who had to come up against St. John and St. George. So though playing less games, they came from a stronger group and would have been better prepared for the semi-final as compared to St. Patrick.
St. Patrick's Crown City Strikers not going down just like that. They're still fighting to see if they can get a goal in this encounter. Montel makes the clearance for the Big Parish Stars. Looking for Joshua Isaac. Finds Joshua Isaac. Isaac looking to get past his man. Unable to do so. Goes back to Montel. And Montel plays it to Smith in the middle of the field. So they're moving it from left to right. Looking to find Travis Rennie.
You know what, Smithy? It's a move that I condemned and I didn't fully understand. But Jose McIntosh had played really good in that back line. I still think he's playing a bit out of position, but he's doing a lot better than Grant. Grant, who struggled in the first half. But if you're searching for attacking options, why put the likes of Jose McIntosh, who has the ability not only to create chances but to score, to play in the back line? So you have conceded less goals in the second half, but you're still not scoring.
So we cannot get into the head of Coach Jordan Legley, but nonetheless the play continues on the right-hand side. Cross comes in. Defense having some difficulty here and almost given an opportunity here to Joshua Isaac. Sloppy walk in the back by Crown City Strikers. Cedric Lewis and Rennie in combination here. Rennie opting to go for the shot on goal and will win a corner for his team in the process.
Ladies and gentlemen, more football coming up at the end of last 2 months of the year.
So with just under 3 minutes left in regulation time, score again 4-0 in favor of the Big Parish Stars. So I would say, Robbie, they have one hand into the finals.
Man, they have both feet into the final. There is Juan Batiste, very confrontational player. Always in some high talk with some player. You're down 4-0. It's a yellow card. It's no surprise. Every game he gets a card.
And maybe that's the real first feature we see of Juan Batiste in this game, the yellow card. He has not done too much on the ball, but has picked up the yellow card.
It's the second yellow card of the tournament.
So Smith would take the corner for Big Parish Stars. Another yellow card to Juan Batiste. So he goes off now, making gesticulations towards the referee. Uncalled for. I'm not too sure what's in the thinking, what's in the head of Juan Batiste here. And he would be disappointed when he looks back at the tape at his attitude and performance.
Yes, man. I mean, that's disappointing. You don't want that in a sport. Charging at the referee. Action like that can get you suspended for a few games.
Uncalled for, Robbie, and totally unaccepted at the same time from a player of as Juan Batiste. We know he's a very vocal player, but to take it to that level is really unacceptable.
Yes, he went too far there.
So I think that's maybe the first red card in the tournament, is it?
Second one, because somebody on the bench, we didn't realize who the player was.
Second one. Both red cards issued in the tournament to Crown City Strikers players. A player on the bench and now Juan Batiste. So they're down 10 men with just a few minutes left here in regulation time. Maybe just about under 1 minute left in regulation time. But Juan Batiste has to exit and would have no further part in this encounter.
So there's grace to see players, trying to attack a referee or approaching a referee in this disrespectful manner. Yeah, you'd have players that you're not satisfied with, and you may have a few things to say, but to charge at a referee, you don't do that.
Maybe it's the current state of the game. His team is down 4-0, but that by no means justifies his action. The play continues. Still good football action here. Cedric Lewis
offside,
caught in an offside position, looking for that hat trick, Robbie, and maybe just overstepping the defensive line of the Crown City Strikers. 4 minutes to be added on for stoppages. So the Crown City Strikers has 4 minutes to look for that consolation goal. And Sergio Lewis has 4 minutes to find his hat-trick goal as well.
Yes. Crown City find the job even more difficult, playing a man down.
Montel finds Lewis. Lewis has Isaac. Not a good ball for Isaac. Crown City Strikers. They come forward again. Very slow and maybe not sure about what to do, running out of options. That's Rennie to Montel. Montel back to Rennie. Finds Lewis. Nice 1-2 here between them. And now finds Isaac in a good position. But the referee whistle goes. It's offside been called here on Isaac. 2 consecutive opportunities and caught offside on both occasions.
We saw that happening to him in the game against the Dolphins a lot.
But here they come again, the Big Parish Stars. Enjoying a lot of possession now. Dribbles past his man nicely, looking to slip the pass through. And it goes back to Smith in the middle of the field. Smith finds his captain, Alec Andel. Maitland seems to be on the right-hand side now. Cross comes in here, looking for Lewis and Isaac. Shot comes in, good save by goalkeeper. Now Isaac has a second bite of the cherry. And good defensive work, closing down on Isaac quickly. But a great save by goalkeeper Joe Max Wildman as well.
Very good save by Wildman. The brightest spot in the field there for Big Crown City Strikers. He has had a wonderful game. Being let down way too often by his back line. But he has had a good game.
Corner taken short. It's now with Smith. Looks to find, looks like Rennie up here. Looking for Isaac again. Maybe he was in an offside position as well. Montel goes back wide and finds Dorrell Pear. Pear doing a little bit too much on the ball. Still has it. Has a shot on goal. Another great save here by Joe Maxwell. Danger is not yet averted.
Good defending.
Good defending work here by Mark on the goal line to prevent the goal number 5. But a lot of pressure on the Crown City Strikers. A lot of opportunities. And both the goalkeeper and the defensive lineup having a lot to do. There we see Michael Mark making the timely save on the goal line for the Crown City Strikers.
And that's the kind of pressure you get when you're down a man.
I would love to see Sergio Lewis get the hat-trick here this evening. He has worked really hard in this game.
Yes, he has had a wonderful game. And probably man of the match.
So we just under 1 minute left in time added on for stoppages, and from the looks of it, Robbie, as a matter of fact, it's the final whistle, is the end of the game. So the Big Parish Stars goes into the final. We are with the result of the other semi-final game, but Robbie, a very good game for Big Parish Stars. Maybe we cannot say the same thing for the Crown City Strikers, but a game that Sergio Lewis would want to relish.
Yes, congratulations to the Big Parish Stars. Found themselves in the final yet again. And yeah, they all played the Crown City Strikers by miles.
Well, we saw them in the earlier rounds, and we did comment that they were playing a very good brand of football. We were somewhat disappointed with the Crown City Strikers against the St. Mark's Western Stars, a game they lost 2-0. And coming into this game, the Big Parish Stars did look the stronger team on paper. They had a stronger bench as well. And Jake Rennie opted to go for 2 powerful strikers up front to start the game, and it paid great dividends for him.
Yes, a brilliant move by Jake Rennie. Pressure added on from the very first whistle.
Look at shots on goal, 18 by Big Parish Stars. Look at the number of saves by Joe Max Wildman, 10 saves. So obviously he will be our player of the game for the Crown City Strikers. Yes. And I would vote for Sergio Lewis as the player of the game for the Big Parish Stars.
I agree with you.
But we cannot leave out the effort by Darren Mudu. Going 5 goals up in the tournament, having 2 goals tonight. He had the opener in the 10th minute and a second in the 36th minute. And really was in good combination with Sergio Lewis up front.
Consistent. He has scored in every single game. His second brace of the tournament. The only time he scored one was against St. George. And again, it's a team that they could possibly face in the final, or he might he might face the St. Mark Western Stars.
What we know for sure is that the St. Mark's Western Stars and the St. George's Royal Cannons knows who is the other finalists in the tournament. They would have, either of them would have to come up against the Big Parish Stars, and so they would have that in the back of their mind. The first hurdle that they would have is the semi-final encounter tonight to see who emerges and who would play against the Big Parish Stars.
Let's not forget the efforts of Earl and Millett and Stefan Abraham in the middle. The engine room of the Big Parish Stars. These two players have been working so hard, creating the plays that have been causing all the goals.
And the back lineup was impressive as well, with the skipper Alec Andel, Ray Alexander, Irvin Smith in the midfield and defense as well, and goalkeeper Jason Belfont. And as we looked at the beginning of the game, we saw 38 caps from Jason Belfont, 36 from Irvin Smith, and then we had 19 from Cedric Lewis. So a pretty much very experienced team with national caps, and they lived up to expectations. Played great football, earned themselves the right to be in the finals. But 4 goals still against the Crown City Strikers.
Belfont is yet to be tested, you know, and that's a disappointing thing about when you get a chance to play against this kind of quality goalkeeper. You need to get some shots and let him show his worth. Let him prove what he's about, what all the hype is about. You know, he could have fallen asleep at one time in the game.
So we're going to leave you at this point in time with the final scores in the first semi-final encounter in the Pure Grenada Cup 2020, a game between the Crown City Strikers from St. Patrick's and the Big Parish Stars from St. Andrew. A game that ended in 4-0 in favor of the Big Parish Stars. First goal in the 10th minute of play by Darren Mudu. The second goal came from the boot of Cedric Lewis in the 21st minute. The third goal, again, the brace from Darren Mudu in the 36th minute. And the final goal by Cedric Lewis in the 57th minute of play. A match in which we saw a lot of exciting offensive moves by both teams. A match that would the Big Parish Stars would want to have a look at again to see how they can improve going into the finals. Is going to be next year for the Crown City Strikers. On behalf of yourself, Robert Samuel, I'm Leslie Smith saying, stay with us. The second semi-final game is upcoming between the St. Mark's Western Stars and the Royal Cannons of St. George's. We'll be right back with more live action right here at the Kirani James National Stadium.
Hey, did you know waggy-t Bingo is now online?
Yes!
And did you also know you can win up to $10,000?
Yes!
So, have you tried it yet?
Yes! Hey! Sunday, October 18th.
Get ready for the 8th edition of waggy-t's Virtual Bingo! Lots of people are enjoying the fun and excitement. And this time, you can win $10,000. Tickets are only $10 or 27 EC. Available from gotofet.com or numerous box offices island-wide. Still having problems signing up? Then visit the main office at Bruce Street or call 440-4646. Remember, Sunday, October 18th.
The games are virtual, but the cash is real.
waggy-t Virtual Bingo, the new way to play bingo.